Welcome to the Ask Dr. Deanna show. I'm Dr. Deanna Holgren, your host. Join me weekly as I cover various health-related lifestyle medicine topics that you get to request. This show is for anyone who wants to proactively improve their health position. I hope you enjoy the show. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me today. I am very excited to bring our next episode to you. And just in time, it is January. We are all in the beginning of a brand new year. So happy new year to everybody. And it is time to manage the damage, right? For many of us, we had some damage that was done over the holidays. And so today we're going to talk about managing the damage. And I want you to know that we actually have a program that I have used myself, a program that I have recommended that is a 30-day program to sort of reboot or reset your health and kind of get things back on track, if you will. And we have a new group that starts full of support, recipes, coaching tips, etc., to help walk you through how to manage the damage and have your own reset. That group's actually starting today. But we have another group that starts on January 16th. And what that group does, again, it's just a support group for people who are looking to, do a reset, a gentle cleanse, basically trying to move their health in the right direction. So I invite you to join me. Just reach out and I can get you more information on that if that's something that you are interested in. So today I thought it would be great to talk a little bit about an overview of that program and what it is that we do. And basically, what I like doing to start from scratch is to help people, first of all, identify what it is that's kind of derailing them. And one of the things that I've noticed, and this is a trend in medicine, and, you may have noticed this yourself at some point, but I certainly will have many patients come to me and they'll say, hey, when I was sick, maybe they had, some kind of virus, whether it's gastrointestinal or upper respiratory, whatever, but they basically lost their appetite. They weren't able to eat. And the thing that they noticed was that they didn't have joint pain. As they were coming at the end of that, condition or whatever, their joint pain improved dramatically. And, that is a sure sign. If that is you and you've noticed that trend in yourself, that is a sure sign that your food is toxic and that it is causing problems. So one of the first things that we like to do, or that I like to do, is to help people learn how to eat clean. What is clean? What does it mean to basically eliminate all of the processed foods from your diet, to start eating whole foods that are nutrient dense, whole foods that are clean, whole foods that are going to fuel your body rather than, cause your body to feel tired and fatigued and so forth. So we're all about energy and trying to increase energy, increase vitality, and just increase movement and everything that goes along with that. So, of course, it matters what we eat and what we put in our bodies. Unfortunately, over the past 30 years, we have had this inundation with massive amounts of processed foods that also continue year after year to have an increase in the amount of chemicals. So the chemical burden that is on that food and then the chemical burden that ends up in our bodies actually increases year after year. And so then we start to, have weight gain. We feel bloated all the time. We have a foggy brain, joint pain, just so many issues. And for a lot of people, they just feel like they are gaining weight, but they just, no matter what they try, they can't lose it. So this is a plan that will help you. Okay. This is a plan that will absolutely make a difference. And I'm excited to share it with you. So a few of the things that I focus on in this plan is, again, eliminating those foods that are derailing you. It's great to start with an elimination diet to look at what foods potentially are maybe allergenic, foods that are, causing your health to go in a negative direction by causing inflammation. And for some of us, gluten is one of those things. So we actually eliminate gluten for the first 30 days. For some of us, it's dairy. For some of us, it's soy. And we basically just kind of remove those things that are causing the inflammation and causing problems. It's said that about half of us are sensitive to gluten. And if you are sensitive to gluten, then it is likely causing some gastrointestinal symptoms. And those symptoms could be mild, like maybe some GERD, some gastroesophageal reflux, although that isn't always mild. That can be quite severe as well. Could be causing constipation, could be causing diarrhea, could just be the cause of belly bloat and just generalized discomfort. But basically, we start with that elimination diet. We also teach you, again, what foods are okay, what foods are not okay to include in this program. And then we focus on a lot of green vegetables and just basically products or ingredients that would help to alkalinize your body. So when you look at the standard American diet today, it's loaded with carbohydrates and grains. One of the things that I always say is that grain, if you ask any farmer, how do you fatten up the cows in the field, they will tell you feed them grain. You grain finish them. You give them grain because grain causes causes them to get fat. And it's the same thing here in the U.S. We are getting fatter and fatter every year because of the grain consumption in this pyramid that tells us eat grains, eat grains, eat grains. And it's way too much grain. Okay. So we are essentially grain fed. And we really do need to reverse that. When we are grain fed, what happens is we end up with some insulin resistance. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. But getting back to this whole alkaline thing. So that grain diet, okay, that diet that's so high in carbohydrates, actually causes us to be more acidic. And we know that disease is more likely to happen in an acidic environment, specifically cancer cells, things like that. So when we want to get healthy, we want to help with energy levels, with joint pain, stiffness, whatever. We want to alkalinize the body. You'll see a lot of alkaline waters out in the marketplace that you can buy. And that's why it's to basically help support the alkalinization of the body. Well, we can do the same thing, accomplish the same thing, just simply by eliminating those grains or those carbohydrates or reducing the amount. And then also by increasing our green vegetables, because green vegetables are very alkaline, will cause you to alkalinize as well. So we want to do that. And so let's talk for a minute about the grain and the carbohydrate consumption. Many of you have listened to my podcast before, and you know that I talk a lot about carbohydrate reduction and just reducing the total carbs in the diet in a day. And, I think that this is one of the best ways. It is so well studied. Research after research after research talks about this program or this style of eating to reverse type 2 diabetes, to have a positive impact on your overall health. And it specifically talks about carbohydrate restriction, eating more, clean meat, chicken, fish, things like that. So clean sources of meat, and then eating lots of vegetables, things that are going to be lower in carbohydrates. Minimizing the amount of, of sugar, which a lot of fruit can have sugar. So, we focus on eating fruit that would be low on the glycemic index, like, fresh berries, blackberries, blueberries, things like that, rather than, and then eliminating things like bananas. I don't know how many times people come in and, they are on a program, they're trying to lose weight and they're eating bananas. Bananas, if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to include bananas in your diet at all because they spike your sugar, therefore causing an increase in insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone. Insulin's going to send the message, store that as fat. And you are not going to lose weight if you're eating bananas or putting bananas in your protein shake. So you got to stop that now. Okay. So anyway, looking at this program, it's designed to help stabilize your blood sugar. We teach you how to eat low on the glycemic index so that you are not having, this roller coaster of blood sugar issues throughout your day. And so what does that amount to? Well, it gives you higher energy levels. It really helps to energize your body because you are not on the sugar roller coaster. And what we're doing is we're moving you from a sugar burning state to a fat burning state. And we do that basically by changing up the foods that you eat. I promise you won't go hungry at all. And also by including in some intermittent fasting. And then on top of that, the 30-day program also focuses specifically on correcting the imbalances that occur in the microbiome in the gut. So we know that if our gut is not working properly, then we are also not going to have a good immune system. We're going to have more issues with allergies, specifically some food intolerances, and then just a lot of gastrointestinal symptoms. So by eliminating those things that could be causing problems, but then also restoring the microbiome with really great healthy probiotics, digestive enzymes, and so forth, that can make a tremendous difference in overall health and how you feel from an energy standpoint, a digestion standpoint, as well as a gut brain connection standpoint. So we focus some on that. And then also on cleansing the body. Okay, so we're going to reset everything. We're going to change up what we're eating. We're going to eliminate things that could possibly be causing us, poor health. We're going to alkalinize the body. We're going to add probiotics back in, and then we're also going to focus a little bit on cleansing or a little detoxification. And we basically do that through the foods that we eat. Believe it or not, one of the best foods that you can eat to detoxify your body is broccoli. Broccoli is a natural methyl donor. And when you look at biochemistry, and almost everything comes down to biochemistry in life, you guys. But so when you look at, broccoli, it's a methyl donor. That's biochemistry. It helps to run detoxification pathways or cycles in the body. And, I love biochemistry. It's something that I think explains a lot, even about personality and neurotransmitters. So I think it's a very fascinating area. You see it connect in with some of the genetic stuff that you guys know I love to research and so forth. So this is kind of an overview of the plan. And then on top of that 30-day plan, which again is designed to have an elimination diet or program for about 30 days, after 30 days, you'll add back in the things that you love that you're really missing. And you'll try one thing at a time. So maybe one day you might try something with gluten in it. And if you are truly sensitive to gluten, you'll know because you won't feel well when you eat it. Or the same with dairy. You'll know that dairy has been the thing that's causing me, poor health all along because you will not feel well when you eat it after you've eliminated it for 30 days. And then on top of all of that, we're going to use this really incredible tool called intermittent fasting. Actually, next week, I'm going to talk all about intermittent fasting and what I love about it and how I've used it as an effective tool. But basically, just to kind of give you a jump start this week, for those of you who are starting this program with us today, intermittent fasting, I always tell everybody, start out with 12 hours at night. You absolutely want to get that down every single day. Fast 12 hours every single night. That is so easy. If you ate dinner at 8 p.m., well, that means no calories in until 8 a.m. You can, of course, drink water. You can have, tea that doesn't have anything in it. Basically just no calories whatsoever for 12 hours. When you have that down and you've got that, then you want to extend that to about 14 hours, which is still very easy. That means that if I, eat at 8 p.m., I'm a late eater, you can tell, but I do stay up typically until about midnight. So if I eat at 8 p.m., then I am not going to have anything until 10 a.m. the next day. So 14 hours. The reason is that it takes about 12 hours to burn through the sugar in your system. After that, you are burning fat. So in my mind, anytime that I can burn fat without being in the gym, sign me up. I absolutely want to do that. And so after 12 hours, you're now burning fat. And then join me next week as I talk a little bit more about, again, all about intermittent fasting and how to use this as an effective tool, not only to burn fat, but to extend it a little bit further, who should do it, when they should do it, so on and so forth, to basically help to detoxify your body as well and to help you control some insulin resistance. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about next week. But I wanted to give just kind of a broad overview today so that for those of you who are joining us right now, you will have kind of some tracks to run on, if you will. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope this has been helpful. I'm excited about what January has to offer and about all of the health gains that we're going to see in the month of January. So thanks so much and have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that episode. For more information, visit me at deannaholdren.com. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dr. Deanna Holdren. I really want to hear from you, so message me. I love taking your messages and creating topics from them. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share my show with those who have an interest in health and wellness. Thank you for tuning in and see you next week.